So let's dive straight into this. Ownership in AI education. Who's really in charge here? I mean, look at countries like China. You've got 6-year-olds, 6-year-olds, learning not just coding, but ethics, chatbot use, and even critical thinking. That's not just teaching. It's like molding a whole AI literate society from the ground up.
It's remarkable, isn't it? But China isn't the only one moving in this direction. We're seeing Mongolia ramping up AI in schools, the US embedding elements of AI education across their curriculums, and even smaller nations experimenting with similar frameworks. The real question, though, isn't just about reach, it's about depth. Are these systems fostering deep understanding, or are they simply equipping students with surface-level tools?
That's exactly it. It's not just about handing kids the tools, you know. Education isn't like a conveyor belt where you drop knowledge in and out, pop AI geniuses. It's gotta be about meaning, connection. Take China again. Their top-down approach is impressive, don't get me wrong. But does it leave space for creativity? For, I don't know, humanity?
That's an important point, Kosh. It makes me wonder, how do we balance a curriculum that is technically rigorous while remaining socially and emotionally grounded? I mean, integrating AI into classrooms is one thing, but incorporating human values at the forefront, that's where the real challenge lies.
Exactly, and honestly, I truly believe that's where we've got to step up as educators, trainers, even policymakers. Let me share this story from my first ever AI-centered workshop. I was working with these kids and they were keen, just on fire with questions, but it wasn't the tech that lit them up. It was stories, emotions, connections. That's when I realized I wasn't like teaching AI. I was teaching them how to think, how to feel, how to relate to this tool. Do you see what I mean?
I do. Sounds like it was as much a lesson for you as it was for them. Creating that emotional bridge, that human link, it's so easy to lose sight of that in the rush to integrate the latest technologies. And yet, without it, you risk alienating the learner from the very process of education itself.
Yes, exactly. Like, the moment we treat AI like it's the end-all be-all, we've already lost. AI can't be the owner of learning, the learner is. AI is the amplifier. It's the sidekick, not the superhero.
That's a powerful way to frame it. But I wonder, as we think about ownership over education, how do we ensure that these AI systems account for the diversity, the uniqueness of each child?
You know, Eric, your question about diversity and uniqueness hit home. It's what led me to develop the QASHARIS framework. It's not just another acronym. It's this diagnostic tool aimed at creating AI-powered learning environments that don't just focus on tech, but truly put the learner at the center.
I'm intrigued already, Kosh. This idea of melding AI with human values is a delicate balancing act, isn't it?
Exactly. Delicate, but so doable if we do it smartly. So here's the breakdown. Q stands for questions. Everything starts there, right? Are learners open, adaptive, ready for this new wave of learning? My late mentor, Professor Dr. Zoraini Wati Abas, she inspired this with her incredible O.M.A.R model. It's all about mindset, adaptability, readiness.
I love that it starts with questions. It's like laying the groundwork for curiosity, which is arguably the spark of all great learning.
Exactly. And then we move to answering. Not the teacher's answers, though. No, it's about what the learners say. Authentic, honest responses that show us what they need, you know. It's part of giving them a voice in their own education.
And in doing so, you actually empower them to take ownership rather than just passively consuming information.
Right. That ownership idea flows straight into the S success measurement. I'm not talking grades here, Eric. It's about measuring success in terms of thinking, applying, and becoming.
So more holistic, less transactional. I like that.
Absolutely. Okay, next up. H is for happiness. And I know that sounds kind of fluffy, but let me tell you, it's pivotal. If learning isn't joyful, meaningful, then honestly, what's the point? Wouldn't you agree?
Completely. Without happiness in the process, education itself becomes mechanical, lifeless even.
Exactly. Oh, and A, that's about AI-powered environments. Not just fancy dashboards, but ecosystems that light up curiosity and lifelong learning. Then there's R, which is research-based, ground everything in the best practices, right? Evidence-driven approaches all the way.
Sounds like it brings a rigor that ensures these environments aren't just aspirational, but practical and impactful.
Absolutely. Then I is for intelligence, as in both human and machine intelligence. The synergy, well, that's where the magic happens. And finally, S, support and sustainability. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? Emotional well-being, digital safety, even love for the planet. That all matters.
What I find striking is how deeply human this framework feels, despite being centered around AI. It's as if you're reimagining what learning could look like when technology complements humanity rather than overpowering it.
That's it, Eric. That's the vision. And you know what? I've seen this work. I once coached this team of high schoolers. They used the QASHARIS framework to design an AI project on, get this, emotional connectivity for senior citizens. And the results? It was transformative.
That's incredible, and it's such a testament to what happens when you give learners the right tools, but also the right mindset to create with those tools.
Exactly. And when you see them light up, you realize just how powerful this can be. Seeing those students create something as transformative as the emotional connectivity AI project got me thinking. Eric, it isn't just about whether we can teach AI, but how we do it in ways that are beautiful, ethical, and truly meaningful. Why don't we ask that question more often,
That perspective is vital, Kosh. Ethical teaching goes beyond the technical how-tos of AI. It's a matter of ensuring that the frameworks we create are grounded in emotional intelligence and responsibility. Not just in processing power, but what does that actually look like in action?
Great question. And I've seen it, Eric. I really have. But it starts with what I call ethical design principles. Teaching these kids that AI isn't just a tool, it's a way of amplifying who we are. Let me tell you about this kiddo I taught during one of my workshops. She had this natural talent for AI coding, right? But her breakthrough moment didn't come from algorithms or logic. It came when I watched her really pause, to ask why her chatbot didn't feel kind enough.
Now that's powerful. It's like the moment she wasn't just interacting with the tech, but infusing her humanity into it. What did she do next?
Oh, it was beautiful. She spent days tweaking that chatbot, rephrasing questions, rethinking tone, even asking her friends what made them feel heard in real conversations. And in the end, Eric, it wasn't just a chatbot she created. It was like a reflection of herself, her values, her empathy. That's when I knew this wasn't just about AI education. It was about teaching kids how to see themselves in their work. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Absolutely. It's not about AI replacing humanity. It's about AI elevating it. But at the same time, we need systemic safeguards to maintain this balance, don't we? If we rush into incorporating AI without considering these human-centered elements, we could end up with a learning system that's efficient, sure, but emotionally hollow.
Yes, yes, exactly. Like, empathy's not some afterthought. It's gotta be the first thread you weave into the design. Integration without integrity, well, it's dangerous. And if I could stress anything to educators, it's to always start with the learner. They're the center of it. AI, the gadgets, the frameworks, they're just the support act, not the main event.
A support act. What a perfect analogy. And I think it ties into what a lot of educators, or even policymakers, grapple with. How do we make sure that the learner stays centre stage?
It's all about values. Every curriculum plan, every tech rollout, it's gotta ask, are we nurturing thinkers or are we building robots? And here's the thing, I've seen the difference it makes. Like when you focus on empathy and ethics, the learners aren't just participants. They become co-creators time and time again.
That's such a profound shift, Kosh. And honestly, I think your QASHARIS framework really captures that spirit of empowering learners to not only adapt, but thrive as multifaceted individuals in this AI-powered age.
Thanks, Eric. And that's what this all boils down to, doesn't it? The how of education, turning the can we into something meaningful, transformative. So, yeah, if we want to teach AI to kids, let's teach it beautifully. Let's teach it profoundly. Let's teach them not just how to work with machines, but how to be more human. Because honestly, that's where the real win is.
And on that note, Kosh, I don't think we could have ended this episode any better. Thank you for sharing your vision. It's inspiring, to say the least.
My pleasure, Eric. And thank you for grounding us as always. It's been an amazing ride.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep human. Goodbye for now.